And Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Let me ask you a question. Where you been getting your fried yardbird on lately? I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's fried chicken. Well, at the diner, we do it a little bit different. Hand-pounded, hand-breaded, fried to order, and it comes with the best smooth, warm, creamy brie cheese. And then we top it with, oh my God, I can't even believe this, a tomato caper relish that is just out of this world. So if you've been eating fried yardbird somewhere else, come by the Crossroads Diner because my yardbird's the best.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with them at their new location, now at the corner of Preston and Campbell in the Kroger Shopping Center. Open for breakfast and lunch, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit them on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. They'll be waiting for you.
And now I will tell you about something medically that works. How was that for an intro? I'm about to say it because I never really thought I would. I took Relief Factor as the first pain reliever I would ever endorse because of how it worked for my wife and my colleague Hugh Hewitt. Well, now I can tell you that this thing is just short of some sort of miracle. See, I had an ongoing pain, not terrible, just a pain. I simply assumed I would just live with it. Then I got some knee pain as a result of some of my workouts, so I decided I would take it for the knee pain, and now both are gone. That's why I think of this as sort of a miracle drug. ReliefFactor.com. All I ask is that you visit their website, and then you decide whether or not you try it out. Clearly, it can't help everybody. There is no such thing. But it certainly helps a lot of people, and now I can include me as one of them. So go to ReliefFactor.com.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. How about that, Linda McMahon? She's the former CEO of the World Wrestling Entertainment. She's the former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. There is no "the" in front of it. She's going to be the administrator of the Small Business Administration. This, according to the Trump transition team. Linda has
a great move.
Yeah, this is something that has passed both the Matt Sweeney test and the executive producer Vicky Stifer test. And there are a lot of people saying good things about her all over the place. Linda has a tremendous background, is widely recognized as one of the country's top female executives advising businesses around the globe, said Trump in a statement. She helped grow WWE from a modest 13-person operation to a publicly traded global enterprise with more than 800 employees and offices worldwide. Linda is going to be a phenomenal leader and champion for small business and unleash America's entrepreneurial spirit all across the country. McMahon is the co-founder of the professional wrestling franchise WWE, along with her husband, Vince McMahon, and twice a former Republican Senate candidate from Connecticut. She stepped down from her duties at WWE in 2009 and ran 2 bids for the Senate in 2010 and 2012. She donated $6 million in August and September to Rebuilding America Now, a super PAC that supported Donald Trump's presidential bid. She tweeted today, honored to be appointed by President-elect @RealDonaldTrump to serve as head of the SBA, advocating for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Good deal. Here's another one. He has also decided that what he's going to do is he's going to grab another blunt-talking retired Marine Corps general who would become a part of a small but influential team of former military officers with powerful influence over security policy in the next administration. Who is it? John Kelly, a widely respected combat leader who served as an enlisted Marine before becoming an officer and retiring this year after more than 40 years in the service. There could be no better choice, said Representative Duncan Hunter, the Republican from California, a member of the House Armed Services Committee and a Marine who served in Iraq. Marines get stuff done. Kelly's 66. He is the third retired general and second Marine picked by Donald Trump for top-level administration positions. Trump also chose James Mad Dog Mattis, retired Marine four-star general, to be the defense secretary, and retired Army Lieutenant General Mike Flynn as national security advisor. During the campaign, Trump suggested that President Obama had suppressed advice from top military commanders. Now the president-elect appears to be drawing on some of those overlooked leaders. Trump said he wanted to overhaul the U.S. strategy to defeat Islamic State and has spoken favorably of the iconic World War II commander George Patton and Douglas MacArthur. Kelly and Mattis, along with Marine General Joseph Dunford, currently chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, served together in the 2003 Iraqi invasion, an experience that drew the men close and helped shape their views as they rose to top military positions. Trump is seeking men with combat experience who understand the resolve necessary to defeat an enemy on the battlefield. Kelly would replace Jay Johnson, a lawyer who served in the top government position as Secretary of Homeland Security. Those who know Mattis and Kelly say they are thoughtful strategists aware of the limits of military power. Words like won or victory do not apply when speaking of counterinsurgency operations. This is what Kelly wrote in an official Marine Corps history. Insurgencies grow from problems and discontent within a given society. Returning to Iraq in 2008, Kelly developed close bonds with tribal sheiks in western Iraq, where Marines were based, helping win support for coalition efforts there. He left a lasting impression on them. This, according to Sterling Jensen, a civilian who worked on the staff of the Marine Expeditionary Force. As head of U.S. Southern Command for 3 years, Kelly developed relationships throughout Latin America. He's a strategist. Juan Carlos Pinzon, the Colombian ambassador to the United States, said that about Kelly, and also, by the way, served as his country's former defense minister. Pinzon said Kelly built partnerships with countries in the region, but never dictated the terms of the relationships. He was very helpful to us, Pinzon said. Mattis and Kelly have reputations for their blunt talk. Hunter said Kelly crossed the Obama administration over closing Guantanamo Bay, the military detention center in Cuba, and opening the Marine Corps infantry to women. The Obama administration wants to transfer the detainees in Guantanamo and close the facility. While at Southern Command, which oversees the base, Kelly defended the conditions at the facility, saying detainees received excellent medical care and were treated humanely. He also argued that the remaining detainees at the facility were dangerous. Everyone has zeal, no kidding intelligence on them that brought them here. There is no innocent man down there right now. Kelly, a longtime infantryman, or grunt, expressed worries about opening the infantry to women. The Marine Corps requested a waiver last year to the administration policy, citing a study that showed the inclusion of women could reduce combat effectiveness. Defense Secretary Ash Carter denied the waiver. Does it make us more lethal? If the answer to that is yes, then do it, Kelly told reporters this year. If the answer to that is no, clearly don't do it. He's a Boston native. He has an affinity for the Marines in his charge. Kelly is heartfelt and emotional. James Hocroft, a retired Marine intelligence officer who served with him. Kelly knows firsthand the cost of sending Americans into battle. In 2010, Kelly's son, First Lieutenant Robert Kelly, 29 years of age, was killed in action while leading a platoon of Marines in Afghanistan's Helmand province. In a Memorial Day speech in New York last year, he spoke about the impact of his son's death, saying that he struggled with the question of whether the sacrifice was worth it. He said the answer came to him at Arlington National Cemetery when burying his son. It didn't matter what I thought, Kelly said. It doesn't matter what the living think. His son, he had decided it was. He said that it was important that he was where he was that morning in the Sangin Valley, to be doing what he was doing that morning with his Marines, and his Navy docs that he loved so much and led so well. Was it worth his life, Kelly asked. The general answered his own question by saying, "It's not for me to say." With the selection of John Kelly as Secretary of Homeland Security, officials familiar with the decision have gone ahead to continue their deliberations with the Trump transition team. That being said, the Washington Post is somewhat concerned and reports that there are worries among some members of Congress and national security experts the new administration's policies may be shaped disproportionately by military commanders. This, by the way, will be on the front page of the Washington Post tomorrow. I am concerned, said Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. He's a member of the Foreign Relations Committee, and yes, he's a Democrat. Each of these individuals may have great merit in their own right, but what we've learned over the past 15 years is that when we view problems in the world through a military lens, we make big mistakes. What? When we view problems through a military lens, we make big mistakes? Like what? Of course, the article from the Washington Post doesn't go into that. Philip Rucker and Michael DeBonis, they don't say anything. They just say, "Hey, Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, when we look at things through a military lens, we make big mistakes." Like taking the American military out of Iraq, for example. Was that a military decision? Why, no, that was a political decision. Huh. So when we view problems in the world through a political lens, then we make incredibly huge, unbelievably stupid mistakes. Maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe it's just a thing of perspective. Despite making regular remarks on the campaign trail disparaging the nation's generals, Trump has long shown an affinity for them in shaping his administration. Trump has prioritized what one advisor described as can-do, no-bull types, which the president-elect sees as a deliberate contrast from the personnel choices President Obama has made. I agree. The Department of Homeland Security should be the biggest online university in human history. You should be able to go to the Department of Homeland Security website and do all kinds of things. You should be able to go there and take class after class after class on, say, for example, IEDs. Then you should go to an office of the Department of Homeland Security, and you should see these things up close. Put your hands on them. See how they've been used. Thankfully, we haven't seen many of them here in the United States, but we have seen them. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see more people that are qualified to notice them, recognize them, and do something about them. You should be able to go to the Department of Homeland Security website. You should be able to become a basic EMT. Again, showing up at either community colleges or Department of Homeland Security offices, take tests. You should be able to become an EMT at the Department of Homeland Security website. You should be able to take a class on just basic security. You should be able to do all of these things. And all of these men, all of these people, John Kelly inclusive, they've done all this. They have access to all the materials necessary. The training manuals of the United States military would do just fine. They're all public information. They're all brilliant. And you should be able to go and take all those classes, and you can't. Which leads me to one question that I have yet to hear answered yet. What does the Department of Homeland Security do? Nothing. Why? Because it's been run by lawyers up to now. Maybe Trump is on to something here. 866-660-5759.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for My Air Conditioning and Heating. Walker AC. Happy fall football season and dig this big game promotion from Train and Walker AC. Now through December 15th, buy a qualifying system from Train, scratch off a trade-in allowance of up to $2,000, or take special financing for 48 months. You can always count on complete satisfaction from a Train dealer, so call mine, Walker AC and Heating, 972-4-WALKER, 972, the number 4, Walker, or WalkerAC.com. Complete program eligibility, dates, details, restrictions, subject to credit approval. The company to trust for all your AC and heating needs. They're not going to sell you a system they don't need. They'll fix stuff, fair price, best prices. Love these folks. New systems from Train, the best repairs, 972-4-WALKER, 972, the number 4, and Walker. They're my AC and heating company all year long. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Train, because it's hard to stop a train. 972-4-WALKER, 972, the number 4, Walker, or WalkerAC.com.
Businesses today need collaboration tools that give them simplicity and scale. Take this mid-size accounting firm. It's tax season, which means to keep up, they just signed 57 seasonal employees.
Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. Welcome to
all
the
out
team.
and about, all on different devices, all with different needs. Some need to email and video conference with clients. Others need to instant message and conference with coworkers. All need voice, and they need it right away. With the help of AT&T Collaborate, businesses have the flexibility to start with voice and add more features as they grow. AT&T Collaborate combines voice, video, instant messaging, and conferencing, all in one cloud-based solution, making it easy to use, manage, and deploy, giving your business the agility to have simplicity and scale. AT&T Collaborate. Discover the power of and at att.com/collaborate.
If you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please stay tuned for a special free offer from the makers of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit the ear almost invisibly, and it can be adjusted to find the perfect way to hear everything in every listening environment. Right now, we're offering absolutely free in-home trials to everyone who calls now. 1-800-600-0562. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is lightweight and practically invisible, so people won't notice when you're wearing it. So again, if you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-0562. That's 1-800-600-0562. 1-800-600-0562.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Text the word TRIAL to 303030, and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. Now, here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text TRIAL to 303030 and get started for free right now. Again, text TRIAL to 303030.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day free trial. Cancel anytime.
Big Town is back. Don't miss premier gun shows at Big Town this weekend. Big Town is back with over 700 tables of guns, knives, ammo, and accessories. Come and buy, sell, or trade. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking for that special piece to add to your gun, knife, ammo, or military collection, we have it all under one roof. Visit our website at BigTownGunShow.com or call 817-732-1194. Premier gun shows at Big Town this weekend at the Big Town Event Center. Don't miss this show.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. So, too many generals, too many general officers from the United States military in Donald Trump's cabinet. I don't think so. I think we're doing just fine on that. I think that Donald Trump is picking great people that can do a job. It's important that the job gets done. And frankly, I think a United States Marine Corps former general is perfect for the Department of Homeland Security. The billions upon billions, the hundreds of billions of dollars we poured into that dang thing. What do we get out of it? Not too much. If confirmed, Kelly and Defense Secretary nominee James Mattis, a retired Marine general with the nickname Mad Dog, would join retired Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, Trump's pick for White House National Security Advisor. Meanwhile, retired Army General David H. Petraeus is under consideration for Secretary of State. Navy Admiral Michael Rogers is a contender for Director of National Intelligence. Other figures with military backgrounds are populating the administration as well, including Representative Mike Pompeo, who graduated from West Point and served in the Army in the Gulf War. He's Trump's nominee to lead the Central Intelligence Agency. Stephen Bannon, a former naval officer, will serve in the West Wing as chief strategist and senior counselor. Trump, who received multiple draft deferments and who has no military experience beyond his years at a military boarding school, is said to be drawn to generals by their swagger and dazzled by their tales from the battlefield. Sure, that's exactly why. It has nothing to do with whether or not they actually know anything. That's right. That's, Donald Trump is just dazzled by generals. That's what he wants to be. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference whether these people are probably the best qualified that we've ever had to do these jobs. Many of those he's been interviewing and consulting have spent much of the past decade and a half at war, intimately involved in the U.S. fight against global terrorism. Yeah, why in heaven's name would you want any of those people? I mean, really? Yeah, you don't want anybody involved in anything having to do with actually fighting a war to have anything to do with the United States government in wartime. God. And by the way, that was not me saying that it's wartime, in case somebody says, well, dagnabbit, it's not wartime. What the hell is he saying? I'm sorry, but the Washington Post said yesterday that President Obama was the longest serving wartime president in the history of the United States, by the way. Okay, well, there you go. Sure. Whatever. Yeah, okay. 866-660-5759. You suppose there are too many generals in the kitchen? Get it? Kitchen cabinet? All I can tell you about is this. It certainly couldn't be Worcestershire. Kitchen captain. Having generals couldn't be Worcestershire. Okay. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, who's going to run the EPA? You're not going to believe it. Next on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Are you tired of angry political battles and media spin, but you still care about America's future? Then tune into my show, America Can We Talk. I'm Debbie Georgatos, and on my show, we talk about the challenges Americans face with thought leader guests and honest conversation about keeping America great. Tune in every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer or online at americacanwetalk.org. We talk truth about America.
Everyone has at least one great idea. Learn what to do with it and how to do it by listening to Idea Shares Radio every Sunday at 8 p.m. Idea Shares Radio is the show for entrepreneurs, inventors, and innovators. Your co-hosts, Brian Church, CEO and best-selling author, and Les Stouter, entrepreneur and business expert, will help take your ideas from a napkin sketch to the marketplace and teach you how to protect your intellectual property. So tune in for Idea Shares every Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, knotty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Do you want to learn how to make money in real estate right here in Dallas? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our team. You'll learn our complete 12-strategy system for flipping houses right here in the local area. This is Shanoa Grove, founder of the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association. My network and I are looking for a handful of people in the Dallas area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in their spare time using other people's money. And next week, we're hosting a free 2-hour training workshop at our meeting.
Hi, I'm Phil Grove, inviting you to come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, December 8th at 6 p.m. at the Addison Marriott near the Galleria, and you can register to attend for free by calling 800-801-1713. This month's topic, how to buy and hold for lifetime wealth. Call 800-801-1713. Write it down. That's 800-801-1713. Call in the next 10 minutes to receive a free copy of our Texas Real Estate Training Program, brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association.
Thanks for calling Soma Biotics. Are you calling for a free trial of our belly flattening breakthrough?
Actually, I already got the free trial. It totally flattened my belly.
Wow, that's great news.
But now I have a problem I never thought I'd have. My belly just keeps getting flatter. I mean, I don't want to look like a runway model, but I don't want to stop taking Soma Biotics either. Because seriously, I've never looked this good.
Well, here's one thing you can do. Only take Soma Biotics every other day. That'll keep up your results without making your belly too flat. And if you ever need to ramp up your belly flattening results again, just go back to taking it every day.
To get your free trial of Soma Biotics, call 1-800-900-1645. You're going to love how you look. And if your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. But hurry and call now for details while they're still giving it away for free. Call 1-800-900-1645. That's 1-800-900-1645. 1-800-900-1645.
Identity theft is more than credit fraud. It's when someone opens new accounts, files fake tax returns, or does any number of bad things in your name. LifeLock can help with proprietary technology that alerts you to a huge range of identity threats. And while no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, if you have a problem, we have a team of US-based specialists who will work to fix it. Join and get 60 days risk-free plus 15% off. Visit LifeLock.com and use promo code SALE15. That's promo code SALE15. Offer ends December 31st.
Geico presents a voicemail from your friend, Electricity.
Hey, it's me, electricity. So I'll keep this short. Get it? Never mind. Anyway, I just want to make sure you're not like still mad at me about that electrical fire in your kitchen. I mean, obviously you're not, but I'm just checking to make sure. It's no big deal if you are. It's not like you're asking me to pay for the damage. Right?
Electricity won't pay for an electrical fire. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting coverage a snap. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt has been picked by Donald Trump to lead the Environmental Protection Agency. This is good. Scott Pruitt is a prominent ally of the fossil fuel industry, and he's going to run the agency that regulates greenhouse gas emissions, if there is such a thing. Pruitt, who has written that climate change is hardly settled, will spend much of his tenure as Oklahoma's chief lawyer, or spent much of his tenure as Oklahoma's chief lawyer, battling the agency he will now lead. He joined a coalition of 28 state attorneys general, including Texas's Ken Paxton, in suing the EPA over the Obama administration's Clean Power Plan, which aimed to dramatically reduce power plants' carbon dioxide emissions. This is garbage. Carbon dioxide currently is responsible for 0.04% of the Earth's atmosphere. If 0.04% of the Earth's atmosphere can be responsible for its destruction, then we need to stop worrying about the Earth being destroyed, because it's barely balanced on the edge of existence anyway. There's nothing we can do about 0.04% of the Earth's atmosphere. Nothing. There is no science that says that we can. There is no need to reduce the contribution of CO2 into the Earth's atmosphere. All you have to do is let the Earth take care of it, because the Earth has something that will cleanse itself of too much carbon dioxide. You know what it is? Plant life. So ridiculous. Yeah. In tapping Pruitt for the job, Trump bypassed Kathleen Hartnett-White, director of the conservative Texas Public Policy Foundation's Environmental Center, and a former Texas Commission on Environmental Quality commissioner. She had met with Trump recently, was said to be a contender for the job. Environmental groups quickly denounced Trump's pick, labeling Pruitt a climate change denier. Having Scott Pruitt in charge of the United States Environmental Protection Agency is like putting an arsonist in charge of fighting fires, said Michael Brune, executive director of the Sierra Club, urging senators in a written statement to reject his confirmation. By naming Pruitt, President-elect Trump has flunked, said Rhea Sue. She is the Ray Sue, president of the Natural Resources Defense Council, in a written statement. The American people did not vote to return to the country to dirty old days or turn a blind eye on dangerous climate change. It's not turning a blind eye to something that doesn't exist. Several Democrat senators also criticized Trump's choice, including Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon, who serves on the Environment Committee that will be the first to consider Pruitt's confirmation. With AG Scott Pruitt at the helm, the Environmental Protection Agency will become the Polluter Protection Agency. Dangerous and unacceptable, said Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, another member of the Environment Committee, called the choice sad and dangerous. Why? Sad because all this stupid climate change garbage that nobody can prove. The only thing you can prove about climate change science is that most of it's faked. That's the only thing you can prove. Senator Sanders said Trump's nominee to lead EPA, Scott Pruitt, is a climate denier who's worked closely with the fossil fuel industry. That's sad and dangerous. Republicans, led by Senator James Lankford of Pruitt's home state, praised the move. Congratulations, Scott. Great pick for EPA. I'm looking forward to working with you to restore a balanced approach to regulations. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who had his fair share of conflicts with EPA during his time as the state's attorney general, said Pruitt's pick proves Trump and his sincerity in promising to roll back environmental regulations. I look forward to working with Scott as he brings common sense policies to a federal agency that has been one of the biggest job killers in the Obama administration. True. Christy Craddock, a Republican on the Texas Railroad Commission, which regulates the state's oil and gas industries, lauded Pruitt as someone who would carry forward a conservative agenda for the EPA, ensuring both appropriate regulation and American energy growth. Scott Siegel, a prominent Washington attorney who represents energy firms, described Pruitt as a measured and articulate student of environmental law and policy. The office he headed was present and accounted for in the battle to keep the EPA faithful to its statutory authority and respectful of the role of the states in our system of cooperative federalism. Exactly. Instead of punitive liberalism, cooperative federalism. Trump's transition team also announced he intends to nominate Linda McMahon, which he has done. And so there you go. I believe that the EPA was something that was, I suppose it wasn't a terrible idea back in 1970, I guess 1970 when it showed up. I guess it wasn't a terrible idea, but it became a terrible idea because it is not subject to the checks and balances of the rest of the United States government. There is nothing in the Constitution that talks about executive branch agencies that can make law out of whole cloth. Congress makes law as a part of a responsible representative effort of the people of the United States. The EPA doesn't get to just say, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to come up with this plan and impose it on the rest of the United States. Once again, the debate over what some executive agencies should or want to do should occur in the Congress, not in a courtroom. To do otherwise is un-American. It's unconstitutional. It's epically unfair to everyone except for Democrats who can't get their agenda put through the legislature in the first place. Why can't they get that done? Because these laws are simply not real. You are not going to leave trillions of dollars worth of energy wealth, all that coal, lying around on the ground unused. You're just not going to do it. Politicians, people in the EPA have been trying to make coal unusable for decades. The coal industry, people who use coal, the energy industry, they've been jumping through hoops for the last 40 years. They've spent millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And what does that mean? That means you're paying over $100 a month for your electricity. In the summertime, you pay over $300 or $400 a month. That is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You should be paying more for electricity than you do for a car payment? What are you, crazy? Liberals and environmentalists have definitely gone into a tizzy over the selection of Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says the Pruitt nomination must be blocked for the sake of the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the planet we will leave to our children. Really? You serious? You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that if the EPA controls the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the planet we leave our children, we ought to abolish it. Because this government is not capable of doing anything to benefit the quality of the air, the quality of the water, and the quality of this planet. These are words being spoken by someone who can't figure out what bathroom to use. Why in heaven's name would we have her in any position where she could make a decision having to do with the air that we breathe? For that matter, what good is her judgment to begin with? If she can't figure out what bathroom some people ought to use in a public place, for example, who cares what she thinks about the air we breathe? New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman says Pruitt is, quote, a dangerous and unqualified choice. Independent Socialist Senator Bernie Sanders declared the Pruitt pick not just dangerous, but sad. The League of Conservation Voters calls Pruitt not just a global warming skeptic, but an outright climate denier. The Weekly Standard asks, wow, strong charges. But what has Pruitt actually done to offend all these people? He's challenged the EPA's practice of going far beyond authority to attack the energy industry and thus affect practically every industry in the country. The EPA needs a leash. Pruitt and other states' attorney general and other state attorneys general have gone to court to attach it. Pruitt, 48, is a sharp critic of President Obama's exceeding federal law in environmental and other cases. He's kept his promise that Washington knows best, Pruitt told the people of the Weekly Standard in 2013. He says that President Obama's executive orders are not consistent with our Constitution and our rule of law. He and Greg Abbott, then AG of Texas and now the state's governor, succeeded in voiding a dubious EPA rule that claimed air pollution from Texas and Oklahoma was harming Granite City, Illinois. In that case and others, EPA's evidence was pretty skimpy. You see, that's the thing that you got to keep in mind. The EPA wanted to destroy Las Vegas. And so what they decided is that there's too much PCM10 particulate matter in the atmosphere. Particulate matter, 10 microns. Dust. Got to get this dust out of the air. Kids are having asthma attacks. Really? How about we start telling people with asthmatic kids that they need to move out of Las Vegas because there's too much dust in the air? How about that? There isn't too much dust in the air, by the way. An amoeba is 800 by 400 microns in size. An amoeba. Okay? So what did that mean, though? I mean, what did it actually mean? Well, it meant that before you could build anything in Las Vegas, you had to drench the ground with water. You know what's scarce in Las Vegas? Water. You see, Las Vegas is in the middle of a desert. Why is it a desert? Because there's no water. So water's kind of expensive, right? So if you have to put down $100,000 worth of water on a 1 acre property before you start building on it, you've added $100,000 to the price of the house, and you haven't poured one concrete footing or put up one framing stick at all. Period. The EPA has probably cost us trillions and trillions of dollars. And what did we get out of it? Nothing. This is the Wells Report.
Sean Hannity says we need to listen to our defense specialists.
In this Ohio State attack, you had a Somali man, Abdul Artan, a student at the university, Somali refugee. And I kept saying, well, why aren't we listening to our National Intelligence Director, Clapper, and our House Homeland Security Chairman, McCall? Because they all said radical Islamists will infiltrate the refugee populations.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Larry Elder at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, my name's Tim Forehand. I'm a deputy sheriff. In my job, keeping in shape is important. I've tried other products to get my weight down, but nothing has worked like Android 400. In just 3 months, I've dropped 51 pounds, down from 230 to 179. Plus, the weight's come off in the stomach area. I've gone from a snug 36-inch waist to a 32-inch waist, which I was in high school. I highly recommend the Android 400 to all my friends.
Guys, are you frustrated because no matter how hard you try, it seems impossible to lose stubborn belly fat? Then discover why thousands of men each month rely on Andro 400. Lose belly fat, gain energy and confidence, and feel great about yourself. Andro 400, the safe, effective, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my air conditioning and heating company, Walker AC. Happy fall football season and dig this big game promotion from Train and Walker AC. Now through December 15th, buy a qualifying system from Train, scratch off a trade-in allowance of up to $2,000, or take special financing for 48 months. You can always count on complete satisfaction from a Train dealer, so call mine, Walker AC and Heating, 972-4-WALKER, 972, the number 4, WALKER, or walkerac.com. Complete program eligibility, dates, details, restrictions, subject to credit approval. The company to trust for all your AC and heating needs. They're not going to sell you a system they don't need. They'll fix stuff, fair price, best prices. Love these folks. New systems from Train, the best repairs, 972-4-WALKER, 972, the number 4, and Walker. They're my AC and heating company all year long. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Train, because it's hard to stop a train. 972-4-WALKER, 972, the number 4, Walker, or walkerac.com.
If some high-pressure salesperson twisted your arm into buying a timeshare, it's not your fault. Whether you bought decades ago or days ago, I bet that salesperson didn't mention your timeshare could cost you twice as much as a regular vacation, or that you'd never be able to use it when you wanted, or that your fees could shoot up every year. They misled you, and that's not fair. That's why we're here, to get your timeshare company to offer to take back your timeshare. Get the free information you need at 1-800-400-1160. We're the Timeshare Exit Attorneys, America's #1 timeshare exit service run by real attorneys, not sales companies or middlemen. It was a salesperson who got you into this mess. Don't rely on a salesperson to get you out. We've got a 100% service guarantee and have already helped thousands of people get out of unwanted timeshares. For free information, call 1-800-400-1160. That's 1-800-400-1160. 1-800-400-1160.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922 or online at mylowback.com.
There are days when the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P seem to go in opposite directions. If you're retired or retiring soon and not sure what to do, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. tomorrow in the Money Matters building in Plano or 7 p.m. Thursday, December 13th in Irving. Learn to properly diversify your retirement plan, what you can do to take advantage of gains when possible while helping protect your investments from a crash, and more. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. I want to make this very clear. You're listening to all these people from the American political left screaming about the fact that that there's a climate denier, that there's a guy who doesn't believe in the fraudulent orthodoxy of these climate change people. You got to remember something about American government. And here's the big, I don't know what it's called. It's not a razor. It's like Occam's razor. This is let's just call it a basic understanding, a truth, if you will, that in most cases, the people who truly want a job in American government should never actually possess it. If you believe in 100% of what EPA has done in the last 20 years, not only do you have no business running the EPA, you have no business being in a position where you can lord over anyone in the United States for any reason whatsoever. Because what you are is you're a burgeoning despot. And we have all the tyrants we need. We don't need any more. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Honey, did you grab your Lidocare pain patch?
I think so.
Well, does it have 4% lidocaine?
Check.
8-hour relief?
Check.
Maximum strength adhesion?
Check.
Dry technology?
Check.
Is it water resistant?
Check.
Narcotic free?
Check.
And finally, American made?
Check. Don't be fooled by other lidocaine patches. Grab the relief you deserve the first time with Blue Emu's Lidocare. Available at CVS, Walgreens, and Amazon.
Hello, Belly Flattening Helpline.
Hi, is this the number for the free trial of that belly flattening breakthrough new biotics?
It is. We're giving away free trials to anyone, male or female, who's over 18 and wants to flatten their belly fast.
I heard that new biotics is so effective it can actually cleanse pounds of sludge from your belly. Is that true?
Sure is. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So you look and feel great. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day.
Wow, I'm glad I called.
If you're over 18 and want to flatten your belly fast, call now for a free trial of New Biotics. 1-800-600-2719. But hurry, call now for details while they're still giving these trials away for free. 1-800-600-2719. If lines are busy, try again. That's 1-800-600-2719.
Calling all business owners. Are you running your business without being incorporated? If you answered yes, you are now eligible to incorporate in just 10 minutes. It's a quick incorporation event from Incorporate.com, designed to save small business owners from the risk of losing everything. Just call this number for your free 10-minute incorporation guide, 1-800-500-9551. If you're not incorporated, it's not just your business that can be sued, it's you too, which means you could lose everything. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why small business owners across the country are now scrambling to incorporate during this event. Call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide while supplies last. 1-800-500-9551. Incorporate.com doesn't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. But hurry and call now while they're still giving these 10-minute incorporation guides away for free. Call 1-800-500-9551. That's 1-800-500-9551.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jack Callahan. The recount of presidential election ballots in Michigan halted. A federal judge upholding a state court ruling that Green Party candidate Jill Stein had no chance of winning and therefore no basis to ask for a recount. The Green Party says it will appeal to Michigan's Supreme Court. President-elect Trump has picked Oklahoma's Attorney General Scott Pruitt to head the Environmental Protection Agency. It's a controversial pick as Pruitt denies climate change. Senior advisor Kellyanne Conway defending.
Some people are still running a permanent campaign, but Attorney General Pruitt has great qualifications.
Investigators say they now know the tragic Oakland warehouse fire started on the first floor of that building.
Smoke traveled up the stairwells, trapping the occupants on the second floor.
Jill Snyder of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. That fire killed 36. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Alrighty then. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. All right. It is the changing of the It is the changing of the guard. It is the changing of the guard. Leftist progressive Senator Barbara Boxer is leaving office as one of the senators. I guess she was the junior senator, huh? It is the changing. It is a part of the changing of the leftist progressive guard. On the next edition of the Wells Report, we discuss Barbara Boxer. She's a California politician who has done a great deal to either advance leftist ideology in the United States or damage this country an amazing amount. She says that politics is a noble profession. I wonder if she's talking about herself or whether she's talking about others or whether she's simply deluded. Is politics a noble profession? Let's talk about it next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, you incredible human being. Thank you very much for letting me come by and say hello. You sound like $1 million standing in for Hugh Hewitt. We'll look forward to what you have to say. Well, I can't say that because he's going to play this later. Mark Davis, thank you very much for letting me come by and say hello. Great job filling in for Hugh Hewitt. And, of course, we're looking forward to your show here on 660 AM. The Answer, the one you're doing right now, for example. Take 2, take 3. Mark Davis, thanks very much for letting me come by and say hello. Great job with Hugh Hewitt this morning. Looking forward to what you've got to say next. And we're going to talk a little bit about Barbara Boxer coming up on tonight's edition of the Wells Report. She is the leftist progressive lion of California politics. She's either done a great deal to advance the leftist progressive movement in the United States, or she's cost us all a huge amount of money, or both. But what she said leaving is something worth talking about. She says politics is a noble profession. I wonder what she means. We're going to find out later on tonight on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. Mark Davis, you incredible human being. Thanks for letting me come by and say hello this morning and tell you what's coming up on the Wells Report.
And if you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-0562. That's 1-800-600-0562. 1-800-600-0562.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Text the word trial to 303030 and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. Now here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text trial to 303030 and get started for free right now. Again, text trial to 303030.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day free trial. Cancel anytime.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Hey, Mark Davis and my friends at Zero Res. Holidays are coming. Get your carpets clean. 214-37-CLEAN. The special right now, 3 rooms, pre-treated, clean, sanitized, $139. Appointments going fast. 214-37-CLEAN. And while they're there, let's do drapes, upholstery, hardwood floors, tile, clean and microseal the granite countertops. Clean for the holidays. Zero Res, ZEROREZ, ZeroResDFW.com or 214-37-CLEAN. 3 rooms, $139 on the carpet, 214-37-CLEAN.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. There is a concept I've been looking at for many years to rid the United States of America of something that is out of the reach of the intellectual processes of probably, 99% of American politicians. All of us have been beaten over the head by the political use of what should be a private, regulated, reasonably process that has turned it into a political football to end all political footballs. The issue is abortion law. It has, as the years have gone by, morphed into a monstrous blight on the American society. when we got to a point where politicians had so screwed up this first foray into medical procedures, that we got to the point where someone who is essentially into in the baby milling business, when she started asking for things like, oh, I don't know, a Lamborghini, I realized that we had certainly lost control of something as a society that should not be spoken of in public. Just like most very serious procedures, determining when someone should enter hospice, for example, it's nobody's business. Politicians grabbed onto this because it is a handy tool to determine someone's politics. But you know what? Handy tools under these circumstances add to the monstrousness of all of it. And because it is such a handy political tool, we have no solution. And so the political cudgel of abortion hangs over this society like a sword of Damocles. And it's time to solve it. We are in a position where we could probably very much do so, perhaps with the Trump administration. The first group of people to be rid of this political power that they don't handle well will be federal politicians. And then it will return to the states. This issue will return to the states where it belongs. The concept of using the Supreme Court of the United States to write law will come to a crashing end, as it should. After that, it will be up to the states to make a determination, and there is something that Ohio has done that all of us need to be aware of. Yesterday, they passed a bill called the Heartbeat Bill that would ban abortions in that state from the moment the heartbeat of a fetus can be detected, which usually occurs 6 to 8 weeks into a pregnancy. What happens next for the bill, which would prohibit such abortions even in cases of rape or incest, depends on Republican Governor John Kasich, who has 10 days to decide whether to veto the legislation. State legislators had considered the bill in previous years, but it never passed the Senate. So what made the legislature's Republican majority move now? Well, a new president, a new Supreme Court justice appointee to change the dynamic. There was a consensus in the caucus to move forward, said Ohio Senate President Keith Faber. I'm sure the hue and cry of the women's movement, unable to find their voice when it comes to, oh, I don't know, the stoning to death of women in Afghanistan and Iraq and fundamentalist Muslim nations. I'm sure they'll stand up and start yelling and screaming at some point. And that is the sole flaw in all of this legislation, is that it is decidedly a bill having to do with abortion law in the United States. This is not something that we need to even consider. What we need to consider in the United States of America is something far, far simpler. When does life begin legally? When does life begin legally? That's what needs to happen. Clearly, there is a precedent for when life begins. And it is not on your birthday. It is far sooner than your birthday. Medical science saves babies who are born premature earlier and earlier and earlier. And as a matter of fact, criminal law has also discussed the life of an unborn child when it comes to legal implications of harm coming to the mother or child or both. It is time for us to move forward, to move beyond this. And while I understand why Ohio lawmakers are doing this, I understand it. I think this is a fine piece of legislation. I think it's a fine idea, but they're going about it the wrong way. By couching it in abortion law, you pick a fight. As we have this conversation, we have no idea when life begins in our society. No legal definition for the beginning of life. In this, we also have a precedent. The end of life occurs when your heart stops beating, not when your brain stops functioning, as we learned in the Terry Schiavo case, but indeed when your heart stops beating. That's the legal definition of the end of life. Granted, we know that you can still live when your heart quits beating. There are people who have entered into life support situations and survived them when their heart indeed did stop beating. We know that a heart transplant is possible. And so, a heart transplant can extend someone's life legally. We know this. So, a beginning of life bill is what this should be. And we will see just exactly what John Kasich is going to do with this bill. And so what I would do is I would have a beginning of life bill. And it would be roughly the same thing. Life begins approximately 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, when a heart begins to beat. When fetus becomes child. And a woman becomes a holy grail, a steward of that life. There is no excuse whatsoever for people to argue with the merit of this. There are ways for women to make sure they don't have children when they don't want them. It requires forethought, responsibility, discipline. And I know that's possible too. Just witness the number of times when on Twitter, women said, my goodness, Donald Trump has been elected. For goodness sakes, go get an IUD immediately. I'll be honest with you, that hypocrisy really made me mad. Really did. Really did. My fellow citizens, is it time for us to take away this tool of political oppression away from people who wield it with very little sense? I say yes. What do you say? Let's talk. This is the Wells Report.
Fruits and vegetables in capsules? Really? Let me get this straight. Over 10 servings of 31 different 100% pure fruits and veggies every day. No fillers, no additives, in vegetarian capsules costing about 20 cents per serving. Do you want to know more? And why wouldn't you? Tune in this Saturday at 2 p.m. for the Balance of Nature Show. Everything you need to know in a capsule. That's this Saturday at 2 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. Get your family and friends together. You don't want to miss this one.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Have you put off seeing the dentist because you can't afford to go? Are big dental bills taking a big toll on your wallet? Would you like to have dental insurance but think it's too expensive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company for a free information kit. See how you can help protect your teeth and your wallet for less than $1 a day. 1-800-900-9981. This is real dental insurance that can help cover over 350 procedures, all the ones you're most likely to need. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. You can see any dentist you choose, and you'll never pay a deductible. Call in the next 10 minutes, and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-900-9981. That's 1-800-900-9981. 1-800-900-9981.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my air conditioning and heating company, Walker AC. Happy fall football season and dig this big game promotion from Train and Walker AC. Now through December 15th, buy a qualifying system from Train, scratch off a trade-in allowance of up to $2,000, or take special financing for 48 months. You can always count on complete satisfaction from a Train dealer, so call mine, Walker AC and Heating, 972-4-WALKER, 972-4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Complete program eligibility, dates, details, restrictions, subject to credit approval. The company to trust for all your AC and heating needs. They're not going to sell you a system they don't need. They'll fix stuff, fair price, best prices. Love these folks. New systems from Train, the best repairs, 972-4-WALKER, 972-4, and Walker. They're my AC and heating company all year long. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Train, because it's hard to stop a train. 972-4-WALKER, 4, Walker or WalkerAC.com.
When you hear these phrases, where does your mind take you? Strolling along the water's edge, a fresh breeze gently blows as you hear children laughing and playing. Shopping in an open marketplace where the rustle of people buying and selling mixes with the scent of freshly baked bread and music that tickles your ears and adds pep to your step. Traveling with like-minded people who embody your hopes and embolden your faith in a majestic and serene country. These experiences only scratch the surface when you join us in Israel for 9 breathtaking days this fall. Capture the wonder of the Bible coming to life as you take the trip of a lifetime to the Holy Land. Experience Israel in November 2017 like never before. See firsthand how the old and new combine to create a beautiful tapestry that will revitalize your faith. Become engulfed in the beauty of Mediterranean landscapes and culinary delights, all in the comfort of 4- and 5-star accommodations. For cost and trip details, visit experienceisraeltour.com. That's experienceisraeltour.com.
Big Town is back. Don't miss premier gun shows at Big Town this weekend. Big Town is back with over 700 tables of guns, knives, ammo, and accessories. Come and buy, sell, or trade. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking for that special piece to add to your gun, knife, ammo, or military collection, we have it all under one roof. Visit our website at BigTownGunShow.com or call 817-732-1194. Premier gun shows at Big Town this weekend at the Big Town Event Center. Don't miss this show.
Toby Mac's Hits Deep Tour is back.
Speak light to the deadest, darkest night.
Get ready to sing along with Matt Marr and Mandisa. Mac Powell from Third Day, plus Holland, Ryan Stevenson, and Capital Kings. An awakening event from the Awakening Foundation.
A Dallas Baptist University concert series event. Verizon Theater in Grand Prairie, February 24th and 25th. Tickets at AXS.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. My name is Jon-David Wells. The framers of the Constitution realized that the states should have the majority of power in the United States of America, which is why we live in the United States of America, not the Federal Republic of America. And they did this because of all the things that we've seen. Politics creates in the mind a need to suspend disbelief, to suspend logic, to suspend principles, law even. Perfect example. We have all manner of laws governing the security of our borders. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most basic things in the Constitution. And yet, politicians have found ways to suspend that law. And we suffer from the effects every single day. There's nothing more infuriating to me. Nothing more infuriating to me than to have the Constitution of the United States apply to anybody. For an offhand walk across the desert and maybe a boat ride on an inner tube raft, you can be a United States citizen. You can have all the privileges of the United States. As a matter of fact, you can have more privileges than an American citizen has. Why? Because politicians are flippin' stupid. That's why. Nobody has argued the besmirchment of American citizenship. Why? Well, because it's nothing to be proud of, mister. Baloney, it isn't. American citizenship comes with responsibilities. comes with obligations. It's a heavy load. Not everybody is fit to carry it. And certainly not people that start their life in the United States of America by breaking basic laws. How do they break these laws? Well, they break these laws because they are allowed to by people like Rahm Emanuel, who says, oh, yeah, we got your back. Bill de Blasio. New York is a sanctuary city. Oh, okay, be a sanctuary city. But you're going to do it without taxpayer money. I'm not paying for you to be able to break American law and to crap on American citizenship. What's the matter with you? Ohio did the right thing. I think they did it the wrong way, but they did it the right thing. They did the right thing. I wonder if Texas will. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Do you want to learn how to make money in real estate right here in Dallas? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our team. You'll learn our complete 12-strategy system for flipping houses right here in the local area. This is Shanoa Grove, founder of the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association. My network and I are looking for a handful of people in the Dallas area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in their spare time using other people's money. And next week, we're hosting a free 2-hour training workshop at our meeting.
Hi, I'm Phil Grove, inviting you to come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, December 8th at 6 p.m. at the Addison Marriott near the Galleria, and you can register to attend for free by calling 800-801-1713. This month's topic, how to buy and hold for lifetime wealth. Call 800-801-1713. Write it down. That's 800-801-1713. Call in the next 10 minutes to receive a free copy of our Texas Real Estate Training Program. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association.
You're here for Relief Factor. I encourage you to give it a try. It's all about getting rid of the inflammation in your body. If you're tired of having your back just ache and ache, your ankles do the same, your toes throb, your knees rebel, then you need to go to relieffactor.com right now and give it a try. It is nature's pharmacy, packaged in an easy-to-use group of supplements that make all the difference in the world. Put down the Aleve, put down the ibuprofen, pick up relieffactor.com. Nature's got an apothecary of everything you need to fight inflammation. Don't take those over the counters. They're bad for you. You can't take them every single day. You can, however, take relieffactor.com. You'll find detailed product information at relieffactor.com, and you get your first order at $19.95. Watch and look at all of the listener testimonials that have come in. Relieffactor.com wants you to give it a try. Learn more about the product and their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. And come one day closer to inflammation-free living. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com.
Just look at them, having a great time. Do you think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed? All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowners called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit AdairsFineFloorsETC.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's Adair's, finefloorsetc.com.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. I actually don't even think about food. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad is it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. The second month is where I saw a drastic change in the size of my stomach. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Hey, Mark Davis and my friends at Zero Res. Holidays are coming. Get your carpets clean. 214-37 Clean. The special right now. 3 rooms, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. $139. Appointments going fast. 214-37 Clean. And while they're there, let's do drapes, upholstery, hardwood floors, tile, clean and microseal the granite countertops. Clean for the holidays. Zero Res, ZEROREZ, ZeroResDFW.com or 214-37 Clean. 3 rooms, $139 on the carpet. 214-37 Clean.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. I just found out that Mark Davis gets to sleep in tomorrow morning. He's been filling in for Hugh Hewitt, the great Hugh Hewitt. And he's going to be on tomorrow between 7 and 10. Let's find out what he's got planned. Mark, what's up?
Hey, JD, good Wednesday evening. Got a big pro-life issue tomorrow. Remember when the pro-abortion rights crowd freaked out thinking 20 weeks was not enough of a window to allow women to end the lives inside them? Well, how do you think this is going to play out? Straight out of Ohio, the heartbeat bill. Banning abortions once a heartbeat is detected. That's like halfway through the first trimester. This ought to be interesting. Maybe Governor John Kasich, I know, maybe he can show some leadership here that evaded him during the campaign. We'll see latest on this, transition news, political stuff. Thursday morning, Mark Davis Show. See you tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. I appreciate it. You know, from time to time, I really wish that politicians would actually pay attention to people that know what they're doing. There are times when you can't do that. You know, let me give you an example of one. It's actually the over here. There is a Donald Trump is going to cut the corporate taxes. You know, it's his idea. The Congress is actually going to cut the taxes because they're the people that do that. But it's Donald Trump's idea, and it's a good one. And coming out there is the CEO of United States Steel. And he says, I'm really looking forward to being able to invest in American steel workers and American manufacturing. Yeah. And I know why he's saying that, because it's really good public relations. But let's go back to the mid-70s. Let's go back to when the steel industry came out and said, my goodness gracious, you've got to bail out the steel industry. You've got to bail out the steel industries. You've got to bail out the steel industries because, well, you want this manufacturing and blah, 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 blah. And the Congress came up with this entire group of pro-steel industry policies and laws. Saved the steel industry billions of dollars, which they then used to build steel factories offshore and started making steel outside the United States. You see, I'm old enough to remember that. Yeah, that's called screwing the American government trying to help you out. It's one of the reasons why so many people were so upset when various industries come poor-mouthing to the American government and saying, please help us, please help us, please help us. General Motors being the latest. Of course, President Obama fell for it hook, line, and sinker without really paying any attention to the fact that, hey, General Motors is Chevrolet trucks, General Motors, GMC trucks, Cadillac, Buick, used to be Pontiac, used to be Oldsmobile, used to be Saturn. If General Motors was forced to declare bankruptcy and so on, they'd split themselves up. They'd have a half a dozen smaller companies. Did I say Cadillac? They'd have half a dozen smaller companies, but not a single UAW worker would go without work. Not for one day. President Obama talked about how he saved General Motors. Only for a moment. Because the problems with General Motors still exist. And oh, by the way, that move with General Motors, do you think it just, President Obama comes back and says, my goodness gracious, they're having record profit years. Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. You know why? Because they were allowed to, by the federal government, to screw everyone over. Specifically stockholders. But you're saying, gosh, those people are rich anyway. Heck with the stockholders. Okay. Heck with the stockholders. Fine. What about the American taxpayer? That cost us $10 billion. $10 billion. You know, you start adding that to Solyndra and you start adding that to all these other companies. Boy, you know what? Pretty soon you get into real money. Now, I believe that America's health insurers have ripped off the people of the United States and this country long enough. I do. In an effort to create a false economy, which is what they've done, in an effort to create a false economy, what they've done is they pushed up the price of medical care to absolute ridiculous stratospheric levels. Was talking to a woman that I know, a friend of mine, who said that she spent 7 days in the hospital and the hospital bill alone was $500,000. It's a mighty dang expensive hotel, isn't it? $500,000? One person, $500,000. Don't we think that's just a bit outlandish? The answer, of course, is yes. It is outlandish. As a matter of fact, the hospital didn't actually collect $500,000. No, they collected about $100,000, maybe a little less. The doctor may have charged $100,000 for his work, but he probably got more like $15,000 to $20,000. The anesthesiologist probably charged $10,000, but got about $2,000, and so on and so on. You see, the thing about it is that people would have a fighting chance to pay their own bills without insurance companies if insurance companies did not inflate the price of everything to the level that they are now. Insurers, however, are speaking to the GOP, the Republican Party, saying, hey, we have some suggestions. I'm sure they do. They've been ripping us off 15 different ways from Sunday. They want to keep ripping us off. I got it. Listen to the way this article starts by Tamara Luby. This is This is pretty impressive. This is from CNN Money. Repealing Obamacare could throw the healthcare industry and the millions of Americans relying on individual markets into a tizzy, according to top industry lobbying groups. Insurers and other industry players are making sure lawmakers know exactly what they want in order to continue playing ball and what's at stake if Congress doesn't listen. Yeah, you see, this is where an industry holds we, the people of the United States, over a barrel and does with us as they choose. Healthcare lobbyists are now publicly rolling out their recommendations for the repeal and replacement of Obamacare. Associations representing insurers, hospitals, and actuaries all laid out proposals for keeping healthcare affordable in a post-Obamacare world. These changes can either bring stable transition to a better approach, or they can bring about even more uncertainty and instability, according to America's Health Insurance Plans, which represents insurers in a statement. AHIP released 5 pages of talking points on what insurers want to stay in the individual market exchanges in 2017 and 2018, while lawmakers hammer out an Obamacare replacement plan. It also lays out what the industry wants for 2019 and beyond, as well as its priorities for Medicaid and Medicare. Some issues have been on insurers' lists before, facing sicker than expected customers and millions of dollars in losses in Obamacare exchanges. Insurers want lawmakers to continue to expand risk payments that offset the cost of caring for ill people. No. They also like to make it harder for Americans to sign up for coverage outside of open enrollment periods to prevent people from seeking coverage only when they get sick. And they want to prevent providers and other groups from steering patients into individual markets when they could qualify for Medicaid. They also support the federal government providing tax credits to help low-income Americans afford coverage. However, they note they must be large enough to entice people to sign up. Well, what we don't need is sniffle insurance. Sniffle insurance ought to be illegal. You don't need to go to a doctor when you have a cold and have it paid for by your insurance. The only insurance you need is catastrophic medical insurance, so that in case you happen to be, victimized by a dread disease or hit by the bingo bus, you don't end up in the poorhouse. That's all you need. I know it's crazy. I know it's weird, but maybe you should just pay your doctor $100 a month instead of paying an insurance company $683 a month or more. Maybe that's what you should do. I would suggest that that would be the case. Everybody makes more money that way. The doctor makes more money. You make more money because you don't spend so much more money. Catastrophic health care insurance is not that expensive because, frankly, it just doesn't get used that often. So who gets left out? Well, all these insurance companies that have been collecting $12,000 or $13,000 from us just for our health care insurance, just for our health insurance for, 30, 40 years now. You know, when you start thinking about car insurance and life insurance, boy, insurance companies, they make bank, don't they? The industry is warning it needs time to react to rewriting of the law. Under current rules, insurers must submit initial rates to state regulators in May for their 2018 Obamacare policies. They'd like to shift that deadline to the summer. Uncertainty in early 2017 may discourage plans from submitting bids for 2018, which could mean most people have no pathway to purchase the coverage they need. How about this? Why don't you just sell these insurance plans to people without, just for a term? How about that? They agree to pay for a year. They can do it with a cell phone. I'm pretty sure they could do it with an insurance policy. And oh, by the way, an insurance company that has the federal government of the United States forcing me to buy their product, that's a no-go. That needs to get rolled out of there immediately. Absolutely immediately. You know, we don't need this. We just don't need this. We have created an industry that is the epitome of the tail wagging the dog. It's like a 14-pound dog with a 25-ton tail. It's ridiculous. Now, I realize that they've been able to have their way with this since 1974 when President Nixon allowed HMOs to start. I realize they've made a lot of money. But this is what happens when politicians start playing doctor. Yeah. This is what happens when politicians start playing doctor. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Politicians are real expensive. I'm not sure that we, the people of the United States, can afford them anymore. You're listening to the Wells Report. We'll be back with more coming up in just a couple of moments.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
This ought to be fun. Is he on board the Trump train yet? Noted never-Trumper Michael Medved, my friend and colleague, will tell us how he's coping with the realization of President-elect Donald Trump. Also, I read to you the wonderfully entertaining column from Town Hall's Kurt Schlichter on liberals losing their minds. He has a follow-up piece, and he's going to give us the genesis behind these two great words.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
Here comes Christmas. Are you making a list, checking it twice? I've got something to put on your list. You're looking for savings, doing a lot of shopping. Get a load of these savings, and it's something that I want you to have. Mark Davis, my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center, they have a toy drive, bringing a new unwrapped kid's toy for a free LASIK consultation and get a certificate for $1,500 off your procedure. This is incredible, and it's the end of the year. Time to use those flex spending account dollars before you lose them. So it's a no-brainer. You want LASIK? Now's the time to get it. Climate Evangelista Eye Center, 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, or LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, LASIKsurgery.com. They offer affordable payment options, value match guarantee. Learn more at LASIKsurgery.com. Some restrictions may apply. Contact Climate Evangelista for complete details. Plug into that toy drive, get $1,500 off your LASIK procedure. Make a list, check it twice. Call Climate Evangelista, 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, or LASIKsurgery.com.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some urgent news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from PBS host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-422-3838 now to get your personalized copy rushed to you today. Do you want to avoid mistakes baby boomers and seniors can make when they buy annuities? Those mistakes now could be costly later to you and your family. Call 800-422-3838. That's 800-422-3838. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-700-3515. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-700-3515. That's 1-800-700-3515.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Patriot Mobile. They want to send a message out in recognition of the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Patriot Mobile will mark this day in our nation's history by launching a new 10% discount to all active duty military or veterans. Patriot Mobile doesn't just talk about conservative values and principles, they walk the walk. Patriot Mobile, the nation's only conservative cell phone company. They believe in a strong national defense and doing everything possible to take care of those who have sacrificed to keep us free. So call 1-800-A-PATRIOT, learn about that superb nationwide coverage, the great service map, the wonderful competitive prices. Use the promo code MARK. We'll waive the $35 activation fee, and active duty military or veterans will also get 10% off. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/mark. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/mark. Stop supporting the left with your cell phone bill. Hook up with patriotmobile.com/mark. 1-800-A-PATRIOT.
Toby Max Hits Deep Tour is back.
Speak light to the deadest, darkest night.
Get ready to sing along with Matt Marr and Mandisa. Mac Powell from Third Day, plus Holland, Ryan Stevenson, and Capital Kings, an awakening event from the Awakening Foundation.
A Dallas Baptist University concert series event. Verizon Theater in Grand Prairie, February 24th and 25th. Tickets at AXS.com.
660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. You may have remembered that, I guess it was last week, Nancy Pelosi was reelected by the Democrat caucus in the House to be their leader. Yeah. The woman who said, we have to pass the law before you can find out what's in it. Regarding the, quote, Affordable Care Act. And that's another, I know I've been on an anti-politician screed in this broadcast, but you know what? To call that monstrosity the Affordable Care Act, I think pretty much makes every possible point I could about the feckless stupidity of politicians. Anyway, a defiant Nancy Pelosi stood firm about her party's future when pressed on what she's going to do differently to deal with Democrat discontent. Pelosi told CBS's Face the Nation, quote, I don't think people want a new direction. Our values unify us, and our values are about supporting America's working families, unquote. Is she out of her flippin' mind? This is not defiance. This is delusion. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. God bless you and yours. Take good care. We'll talk to you another time on the Wells Report.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-700-3515. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-700-3515. That's 1-800-700-3515.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. Simple question. What are we trying to do? Well, Mark, what do you mean? I mean, what are we trying to do? Let's make the list. Eat healthy, lose weight. That's all good. But listen, on that list somewhere, keep aware of our own bodies. Try to fend off heart attacks and cancer by being aware of what's going on inside us. Scan technology exists, and ViaScan prices give us the motivation to do the job right. At ViaScan of Las Colinas, John Duncan and the crew are there for you at a number I'm about to share so that you can see through the heart scan if you have plaques or blockages going on in your heart. See through the body scan what's going on in various other vital organs, maybe any pesky cancers that are festering there that you can detect early, the virtual colonoscopy, and so much more so we can stay healthy, stay on the planet, stay plugged into life. 972-739-2840. Call them. 972-739-2840 or just Google ViaScan.
We have a special free Money Matters retirement seminar 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. tomorrow in the Money Matters building on Dallas Parkway in Plano. If you're retired or retiring soon, don't miss this event. Find out what you can do before year end to take advantage of gains when possible while helping protect your retirement from a stock market crash. 5 strategies to help save on income taxes, how to help make your savings last through retirement, and more. Register now at